Alright, so here we are, yellow belt fundamental skills. This area is hip heists and escapes. The first drill we're looking at is the around the world. The key things we're looking at as we do this is that our hands go over and our legs tuck under. We do this in a circular motion, keeping our feet wide. What I'm going to do is lift up one knee. Lift up my knee, lift up my hand. I'm going to slide my bottom leg under. Put my hand on the mat. From here, I'm going to take this leg, slide it underneath again. As I slide underneath, this hand's coming over. So now if I'm up in what we call a tripod position, my opposite hand and opposite foot are moving together. This one's going under, this one's going over. Here now it's opposites again. This hand's going over, this hand's going under. Over and under, over and under, over and under, over and under. Back the other direction. I go over, under. Hand over, leg under. Hand over, leg under. Hand over, leg under. Around the world. This next drill is Zing up or base building. What we're looking at here is to bring our knee up to our side and push our hips over the bent leg. As we do this, we keep our knees wide so that we have a good solid base. Keep my pinkies looking towards each other. And I'm keeping my hands out. The side of my palms are in the mat. I bring my leg up. I'm going to push my hips back over that leg so I have my base. So again, it's up, push back over that base, staying low and wide. Now I can do it with one leg or two legs. If I Z up with one leg, I don't have to push up here. I can slide my other one under as well, and now I push up to my butt. So building our base, we build it to a wide base here, or we build to our butt. Now we're looking at pinching and sitting away. If we have pressure from a half Nelson, what we're going to do is pinch that close to our armpit, pinch the half. Then we're going to turn our whole body and all of our weight away from the pressure and to our sit-out position. The half comes in, a lot of people say look and peel. Well, as I peel, my elbow goes over my head, and that makes it easier for him to turn, especially if he's holding onto my wrist. He has my wrist and I look up to peel, he's just going to crush everything down and turn me here. So I don't want to peel it, I want to pinch it. So I'm going to pinch his arm down and then sit away from the half. Here's the half Nelson, I'm pinching it and sitting away so that I can elbow fight here. So again, he has a half, I'm going to pinch it and I'm going to sit away from the half. Up to my butt. So if we don't have a partner, I'm imagining a half right here. I'm going to pinch, sit away. I'm going to pinch, sit away. Our next drill is elbow fighting. So from our sit-out position, what we're trying to do is get his arms outside of our arms. So we're going to attack cross wrist and scrape, cross wrist and scrape, so that he is outside of our cage. If we get to our butt, what we want to do is get his elbows to the outside. I want to make a cage with my arms and my legs that he can't come inside. I don't want his legs over, I don't want his arms inside. So I need to get him out, and to do that we're going to elbow fight. To do that, we don't go, if he has a belly hand right here, I'm never going to grab my belt on the same side because he's just going to turn it off and do a 2-on-1. So from here, I'm going to go cross wrist, I'm going to bring my elbow up, I'm going to try and slide his fingers into my armpit, I'm going to scrape as hard as I can and close that door. Now I have to keep it closed so that he's outside my cage. Right here, going fingers, elbow fight it out. Now I'm free. Now there's nothing he can do to hold me. I'm just going to get away. Next we are going to look at a head spin drill. What we're going to do is keep a cage and go down to our head come up to our feet, spin on our head, take our caged arm and swim out the back door for the escape.
I fought him out right here. Now I'm going to throw my arm and my knee together up towards my head. I'm going to tuck this as tight as I can, go down to my forehead, not my ear. If I go to my ear, I'm going to end up on my side. I want to go all the way, not touching my knees and not touching my elbows. I want to go from my butt to my head and my feet. So I'm going to build a lot of momentum. I need to be have a cage built on the side I'm going to spin to. So I got my cage right here. I'm going to punch this as hard as I can, go straight to my head. There. Now my cage reaches up and I keep spinning, spinning, spinning on my head until I'm free. So without a partner here, I'm on my butt. I'm going to have my cage. I'm going to go down towards my cage, throw my arm, my leg up to my head. I'm going to spin. My cage arm goes up, and I spin on my head. And now I'm going to go back to my butt. I'm going to now go the other way. Here's my cage. Throw on the opposite side of my cage. My cage hand's going to spin. So I throw. Cage hand comes up. Spin, spin, spin. Once I'm on my head, then I can look for my wrist on the belly. But I'm going to throw first. So I'm caging and throwing. Throw. Now my cage arm goes up. Now I can look back to my belly, go this way, and then I can go back to my butt. Right here. Cage. Throw. My head. My cage arm goes up. Now I can look for my belly hand.
Our next drill is looking at our knee pivot stand-up. What we're going to do is build momentum with our hands, and as we do that, we are going to get our hips under our shoulders and our head away from our knee, creating back pressure as we go.
We keep our feet real wide, put our knees down at the mat, and we're going to pivot, knees up. We're going to pivot our knees up. We're pivoting our knees up. And as I do this, what I want to do, as I put this knee up, I'm going to throw this arm over this shoulder and slam this one tight. So I come back the other way, I'm going like this. There.
To further work on our back pressure, we're going to do back-to-back stand-ups. What we're looking at here is keeping our hips underneath our shoulder and learning how to balance the amount of pressure we put on our opponent so that we can come up to our feet without losing our balance.
So another thing we're going to work on, learning how to put back pressure and go to our feet pushing backwards. Instead of always walking forward, we need to be able to push back and stand up. So from here, I'm pushing back, he's going to push into me. We're going to learn how to feel the pressure so that we can drive up to our feet. So from here, it's real important that you push with your heels. Just like if I'm doing a stand-up, if I'm here, I'm going to push off my heel and come up. So when we're together here, I'm going to push off my heels. So we both have our heels in, we push into each other, and we push up to our feet. Then we go back down. And we push up, and down. Push, there we go, and down. Okay, now we're going to try, he's going to still be on 2 feet, but now I'm going to do it with 1 foot. So from here, he pushes, I push, I balance off of 1 foot, I go back down. Go, other foot, and I'm up.
Finally, we're going to look at our back pocket cutaway drill. Big thing here is once we get to our feet, we need to get away from our opponent. So we're going to isolate on his grip, break it in our hip, and cut over the deep arm to get our escape.
He's behind us. What I want to do is always attack 2 hands to 1 hand. I don't want to try and break both of them because that's going to be really hard. What I want to do is isolate on 1 hand, 2 hands to 1 hand, right here, put it in my hip. I'm going to get in my stance, put it in my hip, and slide it into my back pocket. Now I'm going to cut over the deep arm. So I'm going to heist over the deep arm, this hand goes up, and and I cut back through into my stance. So again, back pocket cut away. I attack 2 hands on one, put it in my hip as I get in my stance, put it in my back pocket, cut over the deep arm, leg through in my stance.